Hello and welcome. My name is Marc Blatstein, the physician who created and founded Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. Today I'm going to discuss Department of Justice, and you wind up with a target letter and an invite to a grand jury, or you hear the feds are asking questions. If this sounds familiar, well, you're going to need yourself a experienced attorney who is experienced in federal criminal court. If you've committed the crime, you also need to review everything with your attorney because he cannot help you, he or she cannot help you if they're not familiar with all aspects of the case. You don't need your attorney surprised while they're in the courtroom by a prosecutor who knows more than your attorney does. Federally, the statistics are 98% of federal cases are wind up pleading guilty. And so the sentencing hearing is your last time and the most important part of your life, where you can help yourself mitigate your sentence or decrease the impact of your sentence on your life. And so if any of these impacted your sentence or impacted your crime, let's start here. If it was influenced by alcohol, by drugs, by gambling, well, then I would my recommendation is start Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous. Start them before you get to the pre-sentence interview right away, so that you have this documented that you're doing it on your own. If it's a sexual offense issue, you want to start a rehabilitation treatment program. If it's a white collar crime, especially one where lots of funds have been, it's a Ponzi scheme or something where people have lost lots of money. Even if not, and the sentence though has been delayed 6 months or years, and you don't want the judge to find out you've been sitting at home watching TV or doing nothing, or you've been on vacation or whatever else that you think you'll be doing. You want to get a job delivering pizza. If it's $10 an hour, $8 an hour, it doesn't matter. Get a job, or volunteering or caring for a friend or relative who has a medical condition. You want to do something that has productive, or has value, or a job, something that has value. And because even though it's not the salary that you're used to, it will have lots of meaning to a judge. You want to get character reference letters. These are letters regarding your character, and it has to be someone that knows it. They're aware that you're facing a federal criminal charge, that you have told them about the charge. They need to know and express through the letter that you're remorseful for what you've done, that it's out of character for the person, that they know who you are, that they've just never, this person that has this charge against them is not the person that they're aware of, and that they know that you will do better once you're back in the community. If it's restitution and it's a large amount of money, start minimizing your expenses. If you're driving a high dollar vehicle, return that car, return that lease, and get a key or get something much, much cheaper. Start minimizing those costs. If you have multiple houses, start selling them if you can. It will look better to the judge. If you have lots of money that you owe, try and start paying back restitution, or at minimum, put away $100 a month so that you can bring that into the courtroom. At least that a little bit of money. Regarding those negotiations, there are no plea negotiations on the federal side. There's just a guideline range, and you really can't negotiate, I don't believe, with the prosecutor. There is, though, U.S. Code 3553. And there are two parts of it, one dealing with the nature of the offense and the others dealing with the history, characteristics, and personal background of the defendant. And with that is you can begin to take time and write your narrative. Your narrative is your story. Right now, the only narrative out there is the one that the Department of Justice has released to the public in the form of your indictment. It's your history, your story from childhood till till the day of the crime. And it covers if there's abuse in your family, was there alcohol or drugs used, parents, were they both working or were they at home? Were they in prison? Was there a traumatic event in life that affected you? Did you go to college? What was your degree in? Did you volunteer? Did you do good deeds while you were in high school or college? Did you raise funds for good causes? What are your plans for the future? The judge wants to know what your plans for once you get released. They don't want to see you back in the courtroom again. Why did you break the law? How did you get involved in this? What was your involvement? All of this can be spelled out plus more in your narrative. And to learn more about that, you can go to my website as well as go to my YouTube and podcast channels. Your attorney then, in addition to having this inserted into your pre-sentence interview, to your pre-sentence report, can also be used by your attorney in their sentencing position paper that will be filed before the sentencing hearing. And also, for more on why judges want to hear more about your narrative, which is the letter that explains about you to the judge, your allocution, which is your conversation with the judge, and then your reentry plan, which is your explanation to judges, what are you going to do to change your behavior and to make sure that you're not going to be recidivated, you're not going to be back in the courtroom again. You can find all of this both on my YouTube channel and in my website. I hope you have found this helpful. And I appreciate you taking the time, and I'm grateful for you taking the time to listen to this YouTube. Have a good day and stay safe.